Hello viewers, today we're continuing to focus on the theory aspect of cybersecurity. This time we're looking at the Cia Triad, or the CIA acronym. It's a fundamental concept in cybersecurity and it's quite a big subject, so I'm going to divide this video into two parts where we will be looking at more practical knowledge about this triad. The other part should be available sometime this week. Hopefully by the end of this video, however, you should know what the Cia Triad is, its methods of ensuring it, and how it can be applied to real-life scenarios to assess security breaches. So, what does it stand for? So the Cia Triad, or the acronym, stands for Confidentiality, Integrity, and Availability. It is a guideline for information security and safekeeping of data within an organization. It should not be confused with the CIA, which is a government intelligence body in the US. So confidentiality, meaning privacy, is the restriction of access of data to authorized personnel and the assurance that only those people are allowed to view this data. Data may be ordered according to the security level of information, so a software engineer or developer should not have access to high-level data. There are ways you can ensure confidentiality, so having a strong user ID and password, so make sure that they are strong and difficult to crack through brute force. Data encryption, so only those with a key are entitled to view this information. Also two-factor authentication. Issue training within the workplace to safeguard data for the benefits of themselves and the company from attacks. And finally, minimizing the exposure on sensitive information. Next, moving on to integrity. So it is the accuracy, consistency, and trustworthiness of data during its use. During transmission, data must be untouched and not tampered by unauthorized entities. It is bound by data protection regulations such as the GDPR, which states that data must be accurate and up to date. Also, something I didn't include in this presentation, but the GDPR has the right for all citizens to request a sort of profile of what data is kept by the companies that they are registered with. So here are some methods to ensure integrity. File permissions and user access control prevents any third party from obtaining unauthorized access. Version control allows authorized users to roll back to a previous data state if it has been lost or corrupted. And finally, hashing algorithms use a hash key before transmission. So if the data is intercepted and modified, then a different hash key is displayed to the valid recipient. One may use checksums to validate the data has come straight from the source and hasn't been tampered along the way. And finally, we have availability. So availability is the maintenance of equipment to make sure that the data is accessible to authorized persons anywhere at any time. Precautions should be made to recover data quickly from natural or man-made disasters. So here are some methods to ensure availability. There's hardware repair and monitoring to avoid hardware vulnerabilities. Make sure the software is up to date and that vulnerabilities have been patched. Regularly create backups to avoid losing data. And finally, install security equipment such as firewalls and antivirus software to protect against attacks such as a denial of service. Website queue systems are also effective. So this is an example of a real security breach that happened a while ago to VTech. VTech is a children's technology company that is known for making electronic devices such as toys and tablets. You can pause the video if you want, but to summarize, this was a huge security breach that accounts were exposed to hackers and compromised the privacy of thousands of families. Luckily, financial information such as credit cards weren't compromised. However, names, email addresses, passwords, etc. were. So it was perfect for identity theft, which followed after. Okay, so now we're doing some quick analysis. So did this breach compromise the confidentiality, integrity, and/or availability aspects? Well, it is both the confidentiality and integrity. For confidentiality, this is because unauthorized entities were able to view the sensitive information, and integrity because hackers exploited the non-SSL encrypted website and the vulnerability with the MD5 hash function. But availability, however, was not affected because the information was still available to the victims. So we're moving on to another quick case study here. So this is another security issue that happened a while ago in 2014. This time an organised black hat hacking group by the name of Lizard Squad was responsible for disrupting the Xbox Live and PSN services with what's known as a distributed denial of service attack, or a DDoS. Now the aim of a DDoS attack is to slow down and clutter or even take down an online service completely, and that's exactly what happened here. The attack affected users around Christmas time and persisted for a while, as most of the software and network engineers for these respective companies were off for Christmas, they were on holiday. So Xbox and Sony had to call in staff to fix the issue. So these players for some time were unable to log into their respective gaming platforms. So is this an example of a confidentiality, integrity or availability breach? Yep, it's just availability, because the sensitive data was securely safeguarded, the information was correct with software up to date, only the ability to log in online was compromised. So this is what we've learned. We've learned what the Cia Triad is and why it's so important, methods of ensuring the triad, and how it can be applied to real security breaches to assess what has been compromised. So next time we're moving on into more detail, ensuring the Cia Triad through a more practical demonstration. So I will show you how to hash and encrypt your files, for example, so that'll be interesting. I hope you've learned something. Thank you very much, and goodbye.